in club golf. It's been very successful. We've received a lot of emails from people that have been watching. The courses are longer, they're tougher, the play has been good, and we wanted to provide a new platform for you guys to play in the fall. We're going to do the same thing for the girls in the spring. Okay? So we've been watching, and there's a few things that I'd like to talk about with everybody here. Yesterday was girls sectionals. Okay, a very successful girls sectional for Madison, which is awesome. The level of play is getting better and better and better. However, there are things when you go out there and watch that are still mind-boggling. You will see more girls hit a driver and then an iron right next to the green and make 7 faster than you can believe. So for you young guys, okay, watch these older guys play. Watch the Reineckes, Webbs, Baltus, Deckers, these guys. Watch their short game. Watch how they do it. It truly is the only thing that is going to make you better than some of these other players. Okay? Now, there's a philosophy that we've come up with, and it's not my philosophy, although I named it Balance and Believe. Okay? And what it means to you guys, I think, is what's going to help you play better golf. I also think it's going to help you a lot in life. Okay? So let's talk about it. What's the belief part? There's a guy here, I'm just going to say his name. His name's Johnny Decker, and he used to come here and hit balls. And when this guy, Ben Scogan, would show up, he'd be like, Ben Scogan's here, Ben Scogan's here. And I kept trying to tell him, Johnny, you can beat Ben Scogan. Okay? And then it continued. He's got a cousin, his name is Stephen Lake, good player. But he also always looked up to Stephen kind of as a mentor. I always tried to convince him he could beat him. Okay? Now, there's something that just went on. Who watched the Ryder Cup? Just about everybody, right? And everybody's got their opinion on what happened. I'll give you my opinion. Okay? Here's my opinion. I think, personally, that in this country, right now, when you are cocky, it is frowned upon. Right? It's frowned upon. If you're cocky, people don't like you. Okay? Who here like Ian Poulter? Nobody, right? Probably, unless you really like golf and you want to figure out how to beat these guys. Okay? So there is confidence and there is cocky. If you watch Phil Mickelson, when Justin Rose made that putt at the end, he's like, hey, you know, he's not trying to beat that guy. We have, for some reason, this, we want to be real classy, we want to be the stand-up guys, we want to be the all-around golfers, and we want to be gentlemen. Well, we keep getting our butts kicked, okay, over and over and over again. So I want you guys to think about confidence versus cocky. Okay, there's a big difference, and it's a fine line. Those that are confident will never worry about how they are hitting the golf ball. They will not worry about it. Golf, I'll tell you what, is based on this. When you hit it terrible and start to play good, that's when you know you're becoming a pretty good player. Okay? That's when you start to see guys in the top 10 all the time. You have decisions to make. Do you want to be a great player, or do you want to play great? It's a big difference. Anybody can play great once in a while, but you cannot be a great player all the time unless you work at it. You have got to start to outwork everybody in this group. Everybody. Don't ask the question, why did I get beat today? Why did these guys play better? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the guys here do stuff when nobody's watching that makes them better players. There's a girl, her name's Robin Blanchard. She gets done playing 18 holes and she runs 6 miles. How she came up with 6 miles? Well, you got to know Robin, but she seems to think every golf course is 6 miles long. So that's why she runs 6 miles. But everybody wants, why is Robin good? Why is Robin good? Well, she gets done playing and she goes run. She's in better shape. Okay? She's starting to believe in herself right now, and you're starting to see some scores. 79, 75, things like that. So you have to start to believe in yourself. Okay, I know you guys hear me say that all the time. But if you don't believe you're going to make a putt, and you don't believe you're going to hit a drive in the middle of the fairway, it's probably not going to happen. Okay? You have to start to believe in yourself. Okay, that's number one. Number two is balance. Okay, what does that mean? Balance. People think balance. You don't want to fall down. Okay, balance in your life is so critical. You cannot believe what it'll do for your golfing. Okay, tell you a little story. A lot of guys here have already heard it. Life is not easy. It can be difficult. Okay, things happen. When I was 12 years old, my mother passed away from cancer. Very difficult time for my family. But you learn to move on. You learn to become somebody different. You learn to become somebody stronger. Okay? It wasn't a fun time, but the one thing that bothers me is that it happened to me. Okay? But yet I listen to you guys at times, not everybody. Oh, my mom's being mean. My mom's this. My mom's that. Well, those things are going to happen. You know what I say to myself? Boy, I wish my mom was mean to me. Can't be. Not here. Okay? Value your relationships with your family. It's very important. Very, very important. Okay? That's balance. You got balance. You don't want to go try to play golf after you got in a fight with mom. Not going to work. You're out there for 18 holes, 5 hours thinking about stuff. Okay? Just doesn't work. So after that happened, then I go to high school. Okay? Wasn't very comfortable in my own skin. Started drinking. Started doing drugs. A lot of drugs. Okay? I happened to know some people. My dad, very successful in the golf business. Knew a lot of people. They offered me some jobs. I ended up working for TaylorMade. Boy, what a nice deal. Okay? Screwed it all up. Okay? How did I screw it up? I'll tell you how. I wasn't comfortable with who I was. I wanted to be cool. That's who I wanted to be. I wanted people to know who I was. So I'd go out and party. I became addicted to the social scene. Okay? Thinking that I was making friends that cared about me. They didn't care about me. Guess what? When I went to rehab, for those of you that didn't know, I went to rehab 2005. I've been clean for 7 years. All the people that I would have told you I was great friends with up in Minnesota, I don't talk to anymore. Not because I don't like them and not because they didn't care about me, but because there was too many memories of the old Derek Schnarr. Okay? I had the opportunity, I had a family that cared about me, sent me to rehab, I had the opportunity to reinvent myself. Okay? I started to figure out one thing. What makes you happy? If you're mad on the golf course, don't play. There's millions of other things to go do. Okay, this is a fun sport that you can play for the rest of your life. Hey, I like to win as much as everybody else. Not when I play. I like it when you guys win. I'm not going to win anything. Okay? But it makes me happy. So happy. When you guys go out, you have a good time, you meet new people, you make friends, you play some good golf. It's really, really important. Okay? It's important for our sport. It's important for you. It's important for our community. Big, big stuff. Okay? Finances. That's another big one. As you guys get older, you'll find out. It's not easy. Making money. I got 2 kids now, 3 and 1. I don't know where the money goes. Diapers, all kinds of stuff. I got to keep working harder. You got to sacrifice all these things. You know, Mark Reif over here. Amazing guy. Okay? Single dad. Got divorced. Probably doesn't like that I'm telling that. But here's the deal. He compromised his own way of life for the betterment of his kids. I think that is unbelievable. So courageous, such great balance. Okay? Finances are something that you will have to figure out at some point. I spent money like it was going out of style. $300,000. I was in the refi business, working for TaylorMade, thought I was the who's who. Went through it all, ended up with nothing. Okay? I'm not going to play good golf. I'm out of balance. Trying to play golf. I'm out of balance. It's not working. Friends, family, finances. Get all these things in balance. For you guys, it's school. Okay, you younger guys. When you're freshmen, don't get behind the 8 ball. Get your butt in there and get some A's. You're looking at a guy that didn't do school very well at all. Just knew some people, so I got some good jobs, which turned out pretty good for me. But it's not easy if you start behind. The C's and the D's your freshman year put you way too far behind if you want to go on and play college golf. And I think most people here, in their heads, want to play some college golf, and I think y'all can do it. I really do. I believe in every one of you. Okay? So I had to find my balance. My balance, my happiness, as strange as this may sound to you guys, but each one of you that's here today helps save my life every single day. I wake up, I want to drink. I wake up, I want to do drugs. And I don't. And do you know why? Because of you, Joey Levin. Because of you, Brett. Because of all you guys that are here. And the part that I love more than anything, honest to God, is the aha moments. Aha. Do I love those? It may seem strange. You guys go home, you go do work, stuff like that. I pull out my iPad and I look at your golf swings. Pretty boring life. But I look at them because I want you guys to succeed. Okay? First people here know how absorbed I am in them. But two guys this year had incredible aha moments for me. And it's why I keep coming back. One of them is Caleb Baltus. He probably doesn't know this. But we're in that garage in there. Guy worked all winter long. Went down to the Ledbetter deal down there, figured out what he was doing, la, la, la. And in there he says, man, I can hit this cut 10 yards every time. Every time. Right? And all winter long we're trying to hook the ball. Hook the ball. 80, 85, 84, 90, whatever you were shooting, all of a sudden he decides, I'm going to cut the ball all the time, 75, 74, 72. Aha moment for him. He grew up, figured out what defined him as a golfer and what was easy for him to do, and that's what all of you have to start to do if you want to be successful at this game. The other one came in the form of a text message. 3 years I've been trying to pound it into his head. You know, if you swing 75%, I think you'd be pretty good. All of a sudden I get a text message from Peter Webb. You know, if I go 75%, I usually am right near the lead. Yeah, an aha moment. Now he's one of the top players in Wisconsin. Okay? Wonderful stuff. I think it's just unbelievable. There's guys here that are getting recruited. Johnny Decker, Wisconsin. Webb, Reineke, Valparaiso. Unbelievable. We never thought any of this stuff was going to happen, but here's the deal. They are getting in balance. Even when they fall in love, they stay. You knew it was coming. But here's the deal. Maybe he's more in balance. I don't know. Maybe that was the Disney thing. Now he's going to win instead of taking 6. But there's balance, and believe you guys, you can sit on this range and you can work on your swing mechanics all you want. Okay? If you think that it's swing mechanics that either won or lost the Ryder Cup, you're wrong. You're wrong. May have influenced it a little bit, but these guys, I'll tell you what, they got sports psychologists, they got physical therapists, they run, they train. Maybe Seth Duffner doesn't look like he trains much, but trains hard. Does he? Okay, trains hard, right? Doesn't train this, but he must train other stuff. So there's all these other things that you guys have to start to evaluate. Ben and I right now are putting together a manual that will be your game plan to take you through what we think will create really good balance on and off the golf course. Trust me. Think about it. Is Tiger Woods better or worse than he was 5 years ago? The only reason he's not winning is he's out of balance. He's standing on the first tee looking over there going, no, there's no girls over there that I know. Nope, none over there that I know. You know what I mean? Once all that goes away, he'll be back to normal. And I'll give you an example of how I know this. Okay? When I would go to my parents' house, spaghetti dinner Sunday night, all through college. Red wine, red wine, red wine. Love red wine. I do. Okay? But here's the deal. When I got out of rehab, I could only be there for 1 hour. So I was uncomfortable because of the memories that it would bring up for me. Not for anybody else, for me. And the same thing happens to Tiger Woods. He's not comfortable on that golf course yet. He doesn't know who's going to show up. There's still probably plenty that haven't even raised their head yet. Okay? So there's probably more to come. Who knows? Steve Stricker. Does anybody here know that Steve Stricker lost his tour card at one point? Do you know why? Because he was homesick. He was out of balance. He missed his family. You need your family and support to go on and do these things. You gotta have it. Okay? Jerry Kelly. What's wrong? It's physical. His back is bad. It's been bad for a long time. He can't do it the way he used to do it. So he's out of balance. So these are the areas I want you guys to start to look at, evaluate. How's your fitness? How's your flexibility? How's your nutrition? What do you eat? Is it candy and soda on the golf course? Or is it some granola and some water? You know, what is it? Because I'll tell you this, at the end of the day, I shoot 72, you shoot 73, I win, you lose. And if you don't think that all these little things I'm talking about might be that one shot, you're wrong. When I was down in Florida at this teaching thing, Brian Gay was there. Pretty interesting story. It actually blew my mind for a little bit. He's working with this guy, Lynn Blake. Mark Reif loves him. This guy's a golf machine guy. But I said, what are you working on? Because I always like to ask best players, what are you working on? You know what his answer was? Trying to get a half shot better. He didn't know how to take it. Half shot better. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah, because after 4 days, that's 2 shots. And that might be the difference between winning and losing. And there's a lot of players here, in my opinion, that are just like that. You're shooting 75, 76, 77. Can't get to the 73, 74s. Evaluate something else that's going on. Again, fitness. Is it mental? If you're getting mad out there, you're getting frustrated out there, let's look at it. If you're sitting, and here's how I think most players play. You're trying not to hit bad golf shots. Okay, instead of trying to hit good ones. If you can't get there mentally, it won't matter. Okay, it just won't matter. Okay, emotionally, where are you at? You know, I've seen guys cry, I've seen girls cry, stuff like that. Figure out why, because here's the deal, it's just golf. Don't let this sport define you. Don't let it change your attitude. Don't let it affect your mood. Don't go home and be mean to other people because you're not playing good. It's just golf. It's just golf. So with all that being said, I know this. Mark Wright, Ben Cowan, myself, my dad, anybody else we introduce you to, they want to help you. They have your best interest in mind. But if you think that just having a beautiful golf swing is going to take you to where you want to go, you're wrong. You are flat out wrong. Okay? So, work on getting ourselves in balance. Always in balance. Good grades. Nice to the family. Good support system. Friends that know that you got to sacrifice spending time with them to practice. You got to practice. If you don't practice, it won't matter. You know how good some of these guys are here? You can't beat them if you don't practice. And the good guys, if they don't keep practicing, are going to get beat too. Okay? So, with all that being said, tonight is tonight going to be our last. You guys want to do Thursday night practice too? Yes. Okay, so Thursday night will be our last night of practice. Okay? Saturday is the championship. Everybody's playing. Everybody is playing. Okay? So, let's get back in there. If you got a lot of problems with your golf swing, pull somebody aside right away and get your butts in balance.